It's a rainy afternoon in Byron Bay, the kind that wraps the town in a cool, misty embrace. Outside, waves crash softly against the shore, while inside a small, cluttered cafe, warmth and life spill over. The cafe hums with quiet conversations, clinking cups, and the aroma of rich, roasted coffee. Art covers the walls, splashes of color and texture, and mismatched furniture fills every corner, creating a welcoming, lived-in charm. Here, among the rain-dappled windows and soft glow of hanging lights, strangers, locals, and travelers alike come together, finding shelter and a moment of calm against the stormy backdrop of the coast. Claire, a vibrant woman in her mid-40s, her laughter like a ripple across the cafe, settles down at a small table by the window with a cappuccino in hand. She pulls out a sketchbook, doodling flamboyant scenes that echo her personality. At a table near her sits Nathan, a tall, brooding figure, stirring his black coffee with the reluctance of someone dragged to a party they had no desire to attend. Claire notices him, fixated on his coffee, staring into it as if it holds all the answers. Claire breaks the silence with a bright smile.
You know, they say coffee tastes better when you're not glaring at it like it owes you money.
Nathan doesn't look up, his gaze fixed intently on his black coffee.
I don't drink coffee for the taste.
Then you're really missing the point, aren't you? Coffee's meant to be enjoyed like art or life, really.
Nathan still doesn't meet her gaze.
Is that so? Life's just meant to be enjoyed?
Oh, absolutely. What else are we here for? To mope around and drink bitter coffee?
Nathan finally glances up, curiosity flickering in his eyes.
Some of us are just realistic.
Claire grins, undeterred by his dark mood.
Ah, the famous realism defense. That's code for a killjoy in my book.
Over the next few weekends, Claire and Nathan continue to cross paths in the same cafe, each finding it hard to ignore the other's presence. Their conversations grow longer, and Claire's charm begins to break down Nathan's walls.
So, how does a realist like you find joy, Nathan? Don't tell me you sit around philosophizing all day.
I take long walks. Contemplation can be quite fulfilling, you know.
So that's what brooding men do for fun. Walk and think? Sounds awfully lonely to me.
Some people prefer solitude.
But not you. You may say you do, but you're here, aren't you? Week after week. Maybe you like a little company?
There's a silence as Nathan wrestles with her insight. He's thrown off but can't resist the faint smile tugging at his lips.
Maybe I just like to see how much caffeine it'll take to finally keep up with your energy.
And maybe I'm just curious to see how long it'll take for you to crack a proper smile.
One evening, as they linger over their drinks, a question surfaces that neither expected.
Do you ever think about your ex?
Rarely. She moved on before I knew I needed to.
Sometimes, I wonder if people only come into our lives to show us what we lack, and leave.
Or maybe they come to help us find out who we are, for better or worse.
And you found yourself?
A piece of myself, maybe. What about you?
Claire glances out the window, the glimmer of raindrops against the glass softening her expression.
I thought I was done with love. Done with all of it, honestly. But life has a funny way of putting people right back in your path, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
As they step out of the cafe that evening, the rain has turned from drizzle to a light mist. Claire, without warning, twirls on the wet pavement, laughing like a teenager. Nathan smirks, amusement dancing in his eyes as he processes her words, almost incredulous.
What are you doing?
Living a little, remember?
She grabs his hand.
Come on, Mr. Killjoy. One spin won't kill you.
Reluctantly, he lets her lead him. She twirls him around, her laughter contagious. And for a moment, he feels the years lift, his burdened expression softening. Then, without warning, he pulls her close, her laughter stopping in surprise.
You're trouble, you know that?
Claire smiles, a twinkle of mischief in her eye.
Oh, I'm all kinds of trouble. And you love it.
They stand there in silence, faces inches apart as the rain falls around them. But just as they might kiss, Nathan pulls back.
It's been a long day.
Disappointment flickers across her face, but she nods, understanding the barrier he still holds up. The next week, Nathan doesn't show up at the cafe. Claire waits, sketching absent-mindedly, glancing toward the door. 2 days go by, then 3. Finally, she's about to give up when a young woman approaches her table.
Excuse me, are you Claire?
Yes, I am. Can I help you?
The woman approaches, a sad smile on her face.
My name's Lily. Nathan. He was my father.
Claire's face pales as realization dawns.
He passed away last week. I'm sorry, I thought you should know. He spoke about you so often. Said you reminded him what it was like to be happy again.
Claire's eyes well with tears, unable to find the words.
He'd been struggling for years. Depression, you know? He tried to fight it, but it was always there. Thank you for being the light in his last days.
Claire sits there in silence as Lily leaves, her fingers tracing the rim of her coffee cup. Months later, Claire is back at the same cafe, gazing out the window. The rain has started again, and she finds herself smiling faintly. She raises her cup, as if in a toast.
To the man who thought he was too far gone to dance in the rain.
Claire picks up her sketchbook, her fingers gliding over the pages as if guided by a tender memory, capturing Nathan's face, the rare smile that only she had witnessed. As the rain softly drums against the window, she feels a bittersweet sense of peace, embracing the knowledge that she had touched something beautiful, however fleeting. In that moment, she reflects on life's brevity, whispering to herself,
Time is too short on this earth. We shouldn't simply age with grace, but infuse our years with a dash of mischief, audacity, and unforgettable memories along the way. After all we need is...
All You Need Is, a podcast where the heart finds its voice through enchanting romance stories. Join me as we explore the timeless power of love, weaving together tales that spark joy, nostalgia, unspoken desires, a warmth that makes your heart flutter, and the sweet magic of love that transcends time. From the first blush of infatuation to the comfort of lasting connections. Prepare to be swept off your feet as we delve into the intricacies of relationships, celebrate love in all its forms, and remind you that, at the end of the day, all you need is. Podcast conceptualized and created by Nazar Partiwala using 11 Labs.
Tune in and let your heart be your guide.